Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend Symbiosis. Some things have changed during my brief absence since we last played. Unfortunately, there was a new patch for the base game. Not a big patch, but just enough to, break compatibility with the Endless Legend community patch. So that got updated. I've downloaded and installed the new version. The thing that's unfortunate about that is just that I would rather, generally speaking, keep one version consistent across a single game so that the rules aren't changing in the middle of the game, but that was not possible here because of the base game update. So, I don't think that the patch contains too many updates or too many changes that are like super meaningful for us, except that it did buff some of the symbiosis effects a little bit, and the Kapaku one is, once we actually have it in 6 turns, going to get us science whenever we search a ruin, which is the thing the Kapaku themselves have, so we just learn from them. That's a good, flavorful addition, and I think the Kapaku assimilate is usually pretty weak, so that's a good thing to have. I think it's actually going to be, even the old version of it was probably going to be okay for us this game because of the double Kapaku players and how large their territory is already, but it's nice to see that buffed. So, let's talk about our position here in the game. First of all, Pink's army. Pink's army is not, maybe not fightable anymore. We got peace from them, but I'm a little concerned about what this means for the future of our military play. We definitely have to go a couple steps up on our military strength in order to be able to fight back against Pink, and we're going to have to do that somehow without them also going up a couple of steps in military strength. Hopefully, the Palladian deposits are going to help with that, but something I noticed while setting up here is that some AI prayed a bunch for this bottom winter effect, which sucks a huge amount for us. -1 resource on strategic resource extractor means we will not get any strategics at all during winter. And then the +1 resource on luxury extractor is only plus 0.5 for us, of course, because of our debuff to the effectiveness of extractors. So this sucks a lot. We are going to have to probably just not fight anymore, is where I think this may end up going. And it was good for us to take a city off of Pink. It weakens them somewhat. I don't know what that sound is, or if it is picking up on the mics. It sounds like the largest wasp in human history is hovering outside my building. Let's all hope that's not true. You'll know it is true if I suddenly scream and run away from the microphone. Yeah, I'm not very confident about our ability to fight Pink in the future, which means we probably can't fight Purple either, right? Well, I would assume that they're probably going to look pretty similar. And we're still at war with them, and they're very mad at us. Check this out. Yeah, like very mad at us. If we were to give them every technology of ours that they want, they'd be willing to declare a truce, but that's a big boost to a player who I am concerned about in the first place. I will say that their territory is somewhat limited by the fact that they've now grown into their neighbors, and with Red at war with them, I'm hoping to see Red carve off a piece. If Red can open up a hole here, maybe we can even get another city or two while they're weak. So we'll be using our overgrown ruin to teleport this army of 4 guys over there, maybe with the hero? I'm not sure. And then somebody is going to use the other overgrown ruin to jump over to this island and just explore, have a look around. There's still a fair amount of neutral territory around here, so when the 3rd Urkan spawns, he may spawn near us, but he also could spawn on this island. And if we're the people who can get to him first, obviously that could be very beneficial to us. Where's the 2nd? Oh, he's right here. Okay. Here and Chaka right next to each other. The Necrophages still not at war with anybody. Probably not great for them. I'm gonna hope that they keep misplaying. That's pretty much our plan on that one. Blue is starting to try to burn our extractors, which I hate very much. I'm pretty sure if we declare peace with them, they will stop doing that. I think they won't be able to attack them anymore. However, the cost for doing so is a technology and all of my pearls. We don't currently have enough pearls to actually do anything with them. We could buy the pearl technology for the plus science building. What is that called again? Nyctalopian lenses. But we don't have enough pearls to be able to build the lenses after doing so. So I guess maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world to lose all these pearls. Winter's coming soon and we'll get another batch of pearls available to us when it does. Maybe we could just pick up the things we need then. There also obviously are benefits to having blue, or having peace with blue. If we were to pick up trade route tech, we could suddenly solve our dust problems, although the dust refinery is certainly going to help us with that already. Speaking of technology, I know there's a lot to get through because we have a lot of concerns here. Speaking of technology, we're not really that far behind thanks to the gift of terror that we received at the end of the war with Pink, but note that we are 40% of the way through meritocratic promotion, and it's going to take 5 turns to finish it from there. Our rate of research is not high enough for the number of technologies we now have, so we got to figure out a way to fix this. And trade routes do help you fix that. You do get science from trading with other empires. So, I don't know, we might want to go after Imperial Highways at some point in the near future so that we can trade with Blue. And if we do that, obviously, if we get peace with Blue. And that might well be a path worth pursuing. Also, peace from Blue could potentially mean a symbiosis from them, right? We could maybe convince them to hand us a city. I'm a little worried about how large their empire has gotten. I would say that the current sort of status quo of the continent favors blue over anybody else for victory, because red and purple are both sort of painted into corners. Pink is not doing super well at expanding, and we kind of screwed that up for them. And infinite expansion time isn't nearly as good for the necrophages as it is for everybody else. The necrophages really need to be fighting. Yeah, so I guess that's all concerns. The question here, do we press the button? Do I want to give the player who I am most concerned might be winning a free technology at this moment in the game? I think the answer is yes. This is a fair amount of influence, and we do have to worry about our empire plan, but I would like to maintain my my extractors in his territory, and also the trade route thing is potentially valuable, and if we make peace with him now, maybe he won't cut off our market access and stuff. He's feeling careful because we betrayed his friend. Did we? No, he has no friends. Because I betrayed my friend? Did I? No, I wasn't friends with... Was I friends with Pink? I don't remember. Okay, well, I can see why he might be nervous about us if I did that, which I'm not certain I did. But I think we want peace. I think there's value to be had here. That did not stop the fungal bloom being disposed of. Well, even if he does get to finish disposing of that, it's still probably right to go for peace, but this is not the action of a friend. Especially since that's not a building. That's part of me, right? The organism that we are. It's like he's burning off one of my fingers. That's pretty screwed up. The peace doesn't stop that. Okay, final thing before we hit end turn. Look at this. This is an element of the patch being updated. We have to have the hero govern our main city for turn duration turns, 3 of 0. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to advance our faction quest, and if we can't, I am not sure we can win, because I think that completing our faction quest and going for a quest or wonder victory is probably our most viable option right now. Like I said, I'm very worried about our research rate. We've made effectively no money over the past 50 turns, so we're certainly not anywhere on a dust victory. I think some kind of quest-based thing is most likely to be our path out, and yeah, I guess we're gonna see. So we don't have our hero right now. We have to buy him back. It's gonna be 325 dust to do so. We have our citizens working hard on the dust problem, and then people going through the overgrown ruins to search ruins in a distant place will help with that. Hopefully we can get him in just like 2 turns. That would be cool. But, yeah, I'm very concerned about this. Concerned to the point that I probably will not... You know what? If we can't move our faction quest forward, I guess I probably won't even post this. I'll just say, hey guys, there's not going to be an episode until that's fixed. So you won't hear me say this, so never mind. Alright, I don't remember how this works. But I do know that basically what we want to do is this. Alright, so let's have this Shambler. I guess the hero and the army can combine up and go toward our city. And this lone Shambler can go and explore the island. So, do I just click over here and he knows to use the thing? No? Can I not do this? Yeah, I see that our city is being attacked. Just a moment. How does this work again? Oh, right, you have to press... There's a button for this. Fast travel. Aha! There it is. Okay, interesting. So, Daramard has been captured by Purple. Seems that that Red had no intention of actually fighting Purple. This does give us vision of Purple's army a little bit. Nope, that's just a settler. They immediately garrisoned the entire army so that we wouldn't be able to look at it. I mean, it's a canny play. I'll give them that. Well, there's absolutely nothing we could have done about it. If they have 5 units and they're any good at all, getting our own guys over there would not have saved the city. So that's annoying. Pink has closed their borders on us, which does not matter at all. Yeah, very annoying. That's a real disappointment. Okay, I may as well just assign him here. It'll help out with the dust a little bit. And I'm going to leave everybody on dust for right now, I think. Yeah. I was just thinking, like... Oh, hey, winter. Okay. Winter is... it's an opportunity, but it's also pretty bad for us right at the moment. I was really hoping that winter wouldn't fall until we were done overgrowing. So we're going to have to change some things up. It is no longer as necessary for us to fast travel, so I'm not sure what we're going to do over here. Spices ran out right as winter started, that's fine. You can search this ruin and find me 20 hydromiel, which is not any dust at all, in fact. And then go and grab pearls. And I think I might... Oh! Hi, Red. What's up? Alright, well, what I was going to say is I think I might have my army chill out right here. And just wait to see if it does make sense for us to fast travel down to Daramard in case they abandon it. Because we do still have the ruin overgrown, right? We could still pop over here if it empties. But now I think I'd better get those pearls. Otherwise, I'm probably not going to get the opportunity to get those pearls. So 244 dust is pretty short still. The cost to restore the hero comes down over time, but I think we probably have to leave all of our dudes on dust for one more turn. It could be the case that we would get lucky. Right, like we might get lucky next turn with a ruin search, because we can see a ruin right there, and we do have the movement to get to it. And that might take care of it for us, but let's not plan on that happening. Actually, you know what? With the 20 hydromiel, how much is hydromiel worth? Oh, hydromiel is actually quite valuable. Never mind. I'm just going to sell all this stuff. I don't want this. We will repurchase our hero right now. Get him assigned to the city. And let's see if... I'm hoping that this is just a display error and that it's not, like, broken logic. Okay, somebody just entered Era 4. Yep, my fungal bloom was disposed of because peace does not mean the same thing to the AIs that it does to us. I gotta say, I feel like we are in really bad shape here. And then we are minus so much food. If we move everybody off of dust, if we move everybody off of dust onto food, we are still going to be negative on food. Well, let's get our husbandry center built. This seems like a fine time for it. Yo, that sucks, though. That's really bad. Well, once the husbandry center is done, it will no longer be true. We will be positive again. But it's still pretty bad. Alright, so it was 8 turns. We're going to see if it is still 8 turns. I'm hoping that what we're seeing here is just a text display bug and that the internal logic of the quest is still totally functional. Okay, the number is still increasing. That's good for us. Got ourselves a quest to build a city improvement that increases our empire's influence. Okay, I will try to do that. We definitely want to get a quest from the Seratan here on this island, but I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed by how not loaded down with good resources this island turned out to be. Well, it was still worth the exploration. Okay, so we are now food positive. We're dust negative, but that'll probably change when we complete this. So, I mean, we're getting there. It sort of seems like his whole goal in coming over here was just to steal those pearls, doesn't it? The moment they were no longer available, all of a sudden, he's out. So let's try to keep an eye on this. Like I said, if they abandon Daramard for a moment, we can swing in and take it back over. But something tells me that's not going to occur. Alright, so you know what we have to talk about is our Empire plan. That's just not even the right button. So right now, doing the same Empire plan over again would be 404 influence. We probably don't need to do this, because we're probably not going to have enough dust for this to be super relevant anyway. So 324 is extremely doable. 404 is also very doable, actually. And as much as I would like to boost our science output, I think that's very expensive. We did this, it's 465. We have 4 turns to make it there. We actually will make it there. Without having to put anybody on influence, which is what I was hoping for. Yeah, that might be the thing to do. We have quite a few districts in our city, so that'll be a fair amount of science, and we're going to keep building districts. Probably that's what we're doing next, once we finish the dust building here. So what do I do with my army for the moment? I mean, we gotta get... It would be really beneficial to us to get Daramard back, right? I almost want to have my whole army jump through the ruin just to see if, like, what the situation is. And maybe that's actually a good role for this one Epatane. Have him hop through the ruin and try to provide us with some intel. There's a chance that hopping through the ruin just gets him immediately killed. Really? Can you not search that ruin? Yes, search the ruin is absolutely not on his list of options. That's weird, because you can definitely search overgrown ruins as the Mykara player. We did it on this ruin just a minute ago. Okay, well, I don't know what's up with that. I do know where we're looking at the beginning of the turn here. This guy's definitely got to run to there, search the ruin, and then across to friendly territory. And I guess that's it for the turn. Let's pay a lot of attention to this. We're 2 turns off of completing our growths. We are also 1 to 7 turns away from winter ending, so this is a nice short winter. God, I hope when we get to 8 here, this still completes. Because I think we're actually doing quite well on our pace for our faction quest. Nope, I just can't search the ruin. That's weird. Okay. They want a tech from me, which is probably not happening. So where is Red's army? Okay, it looks like they just defeated Purple here, probably. Okay, I don't care about that. The village that gave us that quest was burned, is why we suddenly lost it. You guys get over here where we may well be just jumping through in a moment. And it is indeed the case. We have nothing really of value to build except for burrows. I mean, this is a pretty bad burrow right now. It gets us closer to that life tree. Actually, just building here probably makes sense, right? Because the life tree's approval will counteract the disapproval from not leveling up a district. And this is definitely a larger number of total resource points. There's also the possibility to just reset one of these units or even make a new type of unit that doesn't use any strategic weapons and have them be the thing we build. I really do wish that we could see any of Purple's units. Assuming that Purple is working things kind of the same way Pink was, probably it would be worthwhile to... Okay, you don't have the option, but it would probably be worthwhile to rework us from two-handed swords to two-handed spears, which give us a significant bonus against cavalry. But we would have to go to basic spears. So like 24 attack, 12 damage. It's actually better damage stats than a glass steel spear. Obviously, you're missing that initiative. But a tier 3 spear is not that bad. Yeah, okay. So you're the only guy who can wear tier 3, who can wear a spear. Do that, and then we may as well upgrade the just iron parts of the other designs as well. So we'll make ourselves some haunts, I suppose. That may turn out to be a better play than just building a district that doesn't really go anywhere. And there's a lot of extra food, though. Let's see. We are one turn off of finishing all of those blooms and reclaiming a significant amount of food. Is there an easy way for me to see? Okay, minus 114 from fungal bloom. So... Okay, the amount of food we lose by taking everybody off of food is slightly greater than the amount of food we will gain by finishing our fungal blooms. But if we grow the city out a little bit more, that balance is pretty close to neutral. I'm just thinking we probably need to pump out some dudes here. I want to make sure that we have enough army to actually put pressure on Purple. For one thing, I would love it if Red survived, and for another thing, I would love it if we could take some more cities over here. Yeah, alright, let's build military units instead. Put a couple of ended in the queue, try to get that done. I know we just built our husbandry center, but I do think that this is the right move. Also, man, I sometimes hate living in a large building that is full of other people. Do we want to just teleport through? Definitely risky. But like I'm saying, pressure, you know? I'm gonna do it. Let's get a little bit aggressive. We can always come back. I hate the fact that it teleports me to this tile and not like that tile. Or that I don't have any ability to choose. Okay, I mean, this is a very easy fight, but let's do it manually just to make sure nothing silly happens. Our units are set up in what I would describe as a fairly reasonable fashion. These guys do have 77 attack and almost 70 damage. So I'm actually going to keep this guy outside of the fight. Your role is to go over there and then hold position. Okay, and then we want to just, like, make sure that we're trying to keep the troops pretty balled up. I guess, actually, people should generally be targeting the, that guy, right? Because the hero is pretty likely to kill the other one. Did I not? Oh, you know what? I didn't redirect all of them, did I? Yeah, the hero will get his job done. That is not a real concern. A little bit of free XP, apparently, a relevant amount. And yeah, we just can't search this ruin, despite the fact that we can totally... Isn't it you can't search overgrown ruins in other players' territory or something? Because you're able to search this temple just fine. That'd be a weird bug. Hold on. We'll deal with you in a second. So... I suppose we are just headed up toward Rallying Call, right? Get myself an extra accessory slot, which I can't actually afford to equip anything in. And we did not upgrade our hero with new gear before leaving. I guess we don't have the dust to do it anyway. Well, next turn when we pick up Meritocratic Promotion, we can combine all these guys into one army, which will at least help with the Ipatane's health. I had to say, there's definitely an incentive to play the Mykara militarily, right? You want to be conquering cities because the cities are worth, like... This is a fair amount of resources. Actually, it's not... You don't even get a single readout of all the resources of a city. But, like, this is a fair number of resources, right? But their military units are so bad. I guess I haven't done any, like, hard paper comparisons, but they feel really bad. Like, a lot worse than the cult. Alright. Give these guys 15 emeralds and 15 quicksilver, and they'll just be pacified. I don't know if I care that much. I mean, I guess having 3 extra village tiles would be cool. I don't know, you're not really that incentivized to grow, to overgrow villages, I feel like. Especially if they're not something that you would want to assimilate. Is there that much quicksilver on the market? There is. It's not totally impossible for us to do that. Also, I'm noticing there's a lot more resources on the market in general here. That's definitely interesting. We might actually be able to use the market for stuff. Okay. There's just no version of this that I'm cool with, right? We could try a counter proposal, but I don't actually want to spend influence on stuff. We kind of need our influence. Oh, notice we are blood brothers. So, all of this this military misadventure has had some upside. I really wish that I felt at all secure attacking Daramard, but without us having any idea what Purple's units look like or how modern they are, it's a really dangerous thought. Okay, Red believes that they rule the greatest empire. Fine by me. Should we go back over there and pressure Daramard and try to reclaim it now while it doesn't have any fortifications? Or while it doesn't have any militia? Or should we try to come down here? Well, it sort of looks like Red just got run off down there. Maybe that's not actually viable. Alright, I'm going to move to here, and we're going to try to pressure Daramard from this side, so that our overgrowths will give us the maximum amount of vision of things coming up to stop us from putting on that pressure. And then I think this guy's basically done what he needed to do, so let's have him pop back, probably just back home, right? I don't know that it's beneficial for him to, well, you know what? He's a military unit. And we now have room for him within the army, so yeah, he probably should get over here. Maybe Purple's army will be too busy fighting Red over Verkal to be able to stop us from pressing Daramard very hard. We have to hope. Okay, nobody actually has a lack of orders. So do we want to grab... Like, it could be trade. It could be statistical methods instead, because we are starting to feel, like I said, pretty desperate on science. I think that probably is it. Yeah, see, like a 10-turn research rate is very unacceptable. And we're about to finish the Symbiosis here. Interesting. Worth noting that Chaka has been moved into a position that's maybe interactable for us. Once we figure this nonsense out. Yeah, mostly what we're doing right now is just seeing if the quest is broken, though. Okay, they popped something out. It's a settler. So it may not even be the case that all of the military, or all of the units in here are actually military, huh? Maybe I should just go for it. I mean, the more time we stand here sieging, the more time Purple has to respond, right? But also, now we know it's only 3 units. It could be 3 units and a hero governor, though, right? Okay, we've finished symbiosing the metropolis. Oh, it wasn't showing us the resource outputs because we didn't have symbiosis over the city yet. It probably was. It wasn't actually providing them. Okay. Well, it helps, and we now have the bonus damage on lava tiles and stuff, so that's cool. Winter could end at any moment. It'd be really cool if winter would end at just some moment here. So we're about to. Wait, wasn't this cheaper? Did I? Oh, right, we did a bunch of new blooms. So it would be 520 now if we wanted to take this Empire plan. What can we do? How high can we get if we put everybody on to influence for a turn? We could get as high as not 520. Well, we could pull this. Right, at 475, we can do 475. I'm going to go ahead and commit everybody to influence for a turn. We're going to need some influence with which to make deals and stuff anyway. So yeah, we'll just do that for one turn, and then we'll see what's what. We definitely want to set our Empire plan before attacking Daramard, or potentially attacking Daramard, because gaining control of Daramard again will force the cost of the Empire plan back up. What on earth is going on in that other apartment? Okay, so the thing is still moving forward. Let's go ahead and set the Empire plan. And then, like, do we want to go for this now? Okay, here comes their army. It looks to me like from that position we can still get... Oh, of course, they had a point of movement left. What I was going to say there is we could still get a battle that doesn't involve them. But now I think that's not true. Yeah. Now that looks not true. So what do they have? 155 attack, 77 damage orcs. The Stone Sentinel is absolutely terrible. The Golem Rider is not great, but honestly, pretty much on par with my units. These orcs are terrifying, but only have 34 defense. And 61 initiative puts them below the initiative value for a lot of my units, right? A lot of, but not all of, my units. That's another settler. We were to attack from right here. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that would still... Okay. So they're just going to be part of the battle no matter what. I suppose let's attack them from this side. Like, we're just going to have to fight them. There's no way around it. I guess attacking them from right here works. You know what? I'm being a little silly here. Alright, so we're going to pop this guy through and then immediately attack. Because I don't want them to, like, dislodge their troops from the city and have their troops initiate the battle on him. Okay, so equip a hero with that and have them do the thing. We have earned the Wild Urkan's Guidebook. Okay, so we upgraded the book to something good now. Assembled from painstaking investigations inspired by speculative theories from the ancient testament of the Urkan's tome, the guidebook gives valuable insight into the great beasts with tangential lessons in leadership. It's time to tame another Urkan or retain all three. Okay, well, that's a little trickier. At some point, the third Urkan is going to show up. Yeah, that's a little trickier. Okay. Let's fight this battle. So Daramard had 2 relatively weak orcs and a bad rumbler in it. Alright. We totally could have taken it. So let's put ourselves in position to slaughter these orcs as quickly as possible. So I can only hit one of them. No, I can hit 2 of them with melee attacks. Okay, he has to be here, because this is the only spot where we can get an attack off with 2 movement. You can... I don't know, this also works. Whatever, it's fine. That also works. We totally could have had him on either side. So, like, something like this, maybe? This gets us pretty good morale. One of the orcs is still going to get to pick its target, potentially. We have a damage of 40, because our troops are horrible. But our attack vastly exceeds the orc's defense. So I'm wondering if, like, one melee troop attacks that orc, one melee troop attacks that orc, and then all 3 of the ranged go in on the other one, is maybe the way we want to handle this. And then we're just going to have to endure some attacks from the Golem Riders, which really sucks. They have bad damage, but enough damage to be a pain. And this guy is also an issue. I don't know. This is bad. Oh, okay. Well, now I have to do that. Sorry, I have to do that. We have to attack him, which is going to be a pretty good attack. The Chain Lightning is going to arc over all of them, which is cool. And then, we have to have all 3 of the Epitanes attack this orc to try to kill him before his turn, I think. So you can run to here. You can run to here. You can run to here. And then, unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot of control over what happens after that. It would be best if this guy were to get rooted, but that's not actually possible. So this is a terrible attack order. This is something you always have to watch out for. The AI loves to give really horrible, like, game-losingly bad attack orders. This is why you need to manually control each of your troops. I kind of think yeah, actually, rooting the Golem Riders is probably pretty high priority. Because that way we can respond to or we can just move away from them with the Epitanes for next turn. Alright, as long as everybody does at least full normal damage, we get rid of that guy. You have to lock that dude in place and nearly kill him, also good. He actually might die. Oh no, he didn't die from the Chain Lightning because it didn't actually arc through him. Oh, that is a change from the patch that is totally relevant that I forgot about. The root effect now applies on counterattack as well as attack, which makes these guys considerably better. Still too bad, but definitely better. Alright, so you guys kill him, and we're gonna go for... With a little bit of luck, we could potentially kill this guy too, right? Because we could do damage and a half on these attacks, and the 2 of them both doing damage and a half is 120 damage. Actually, I'm just going to have the commander attack here. We're going to try to wipe out the 3 reasonably high health archers. Nope, not going to get it. It would take both of them doing the high damage, so either one of them missing the roll means that we don't get there. Okay, well, we got rid of one of the archers. And now they do lots of terrible things to us. These archers are a lot less dangerous, but still fairly dangerous, it turns out. Okay, well the good news is we managed to fight them this way without really having to worry about their fortifications. So these two will both die. Kill him. No, let's finish off the archer. You should definitely move before attacking, though, so you don't get attacked by the rooted guy. That was a wasted attack, unfortunately. That's fine by me. Okay, well, I think that just about does it then. Yeah, Purple's army is definitely less dangerous than Pink's. Let's just step back over here and re-engage the siege. And then at the very beginning of next turn, we attack and take the city back. That is pretty okay. Not totally ideal, because it would have been nice to do it without taking any damage, but the fact that we now just killed a full purple army hopefully will open up the chance for red to put a little bit of pressure forth. So we need to tame an Urkan. Like I said, a third Urkan is going to come up at some point. Chaka here doesn't have the best stats in the world and is potentially someone we could take over. Because we don't actually have to go to proper war with Pink to fight Chaka, right? I'm still a little murky on the rules here, but let's continue producing military units for a moment. If I put everybody... How many people do I actually have to have on industry to get this guy done in 2? Not very many. I would like to have as many people on food as possible. He's going to completely refill this army. Yeah, and maybe that's enough troops? It would be really cool. Come over and take out Chaka. But maybe that's something we can do once we take back Daramar. Maybe we don't have to stay over here. If we can just make it so red is taking purple stuff away, that probably works. No. I'm being silly. We need as much of a military force as possible. We also have to be ready, remember, to take on Pink after the truce ends, and we should just build up here. I'm a little annoyed about this. First of all, this is going to make it pretty hard to put an Urkan in a place that's going to matter. And secondly, it's going to make it, if Blue decides to close their borders, which they totally might, it's going to make it really hard for me to move my troops around. Yeah, potentially a real problem. Very annoying. So, because of the fact that we already overgrew this city, I'm not sure whether attacking it, whether claiming it is going to return it to the Symbiosis state, or whether we're going to have to wait another 6 turns before we get the resource benefit from it. You know what? We can probably auto-resolve that. Okay. We did manage to kill a settler. And I can search it now that it's my region. What a weird thing. Okay, 2 0-value searches. Great. Just as we finish the thing that gives us extra science for successfully searching ruins. Okay, what have we here? Some more modern stone sentinels. Definitely better design. Still pretty weak, though. And a pretty bad rumbler. I don't have my action point, or I would just run over there and attack those guys right now. Maybe I should still run over there and stand next to them, though. Okay. Was I overgrowing that? Oh, you know what? I think they took over the region, and then they built a normal extractor, and then we took the city. So it looks like it has gone back to the full symbiosis state immediately. Well, that's pretty handy. And obviously the titanium extractor is doing literally nothing right now, but at some point in the near future it could help. Also, we're at 20 pearls, so I am inclined to just grab us some nyctalopian lenses. The Chapel of Auriga, I'm going to assume... Actually, you know what? I don't know. It says +1 citizen on city per pacified village. That's the same language that is used... Oh, this is a Kapaku city now. I was going to look at the tooltip for the Draken thing. Well, actually, it's an ability that we kept, right? Yeah, +2 influence on main city per pacified village. And we are currently receiving +12 from Tribes and Tribute, which is the name of that ability, right? Which makes sense, because we had 5 overgrown villages before, and we just picked up a new one as this. So yeah, all of those villages are counting as pacified, I think. So I think the Chapel of Auriga will actually give us +1 population per pacified. It's using the same language. Does not apply to destroyed or converted villages, which is why it doesn't work for the cult. Not the way you would want it to. But overgrown villages are neither destroyed nor converted. So I think this might work, which means that we probably don't want to bother buying nyctalopian lenses. We want to buy this and then build it. We're going to need 5 more pearls before we can actually do that. So let's not spend any pearls right now. Do I want to just charge down here and maybe let him initiate on us? Probably not, right? I want to get close to him, but I want to have the option of whether or not to initiate first. And in fact, it's also good for us not to, because it'll mean that I get to do a little bit of regen. What would it cost to upgrade his stuff to... Oh, not that. Boots and shield? Okay, only 40 dust. We can afford that. Actually, it'd be really good if he would also get this. Oh, you know what? I don't need it, though, do I? Because, actually, the third point of improved movement makes his movement speed 7, which is not actually faster, or which is faster than the Haunts in his army, which only have a movement speed of 6. So the third point of improved movement isn't providing any benefit to the army, because the army speed is capped by the Haunts. We do want to get this Wild Urkan's guidebook up, but it's not critical right now because we're not having citizens on science or influence at the moment. Alright. Next turn we get a guy finished. I could try to warp him through the Daramard thing as fast as possible at the beginning of the turn, but I think probably that's just giving Purple time to move reinforcements up. What I want to do here is probably like move to this spot and attack him from here, because that includes the fewest tiles. In fact, I believe an attack from right here includes no tiles that we can't currently see. Or no, it's going to include this row. But attacking him from this side will get stuff that we don't even have. We have no visibility on. And we'll be able to see here once we move a little bit and be able to decide to just run away instead of launching the attack. Yep, I think that's right. And I'm really bummed out that we're not making any forward progress on our faction quest right now. Okay, so they do have 1 unit of good orcs coming in through the reinforcement slots. I think that's still fine. Come on, stop hitting. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that is still an okay attack. So we missed winter by just a little bit here, and my guess is we're going to see another level up before winter happens, so I'm going to take Inspirational Leader right now. Alright, can we see anything on this? This is a golem camp under construction, I think. So the actual city here is down there. Can't tell if red's putting any pressure on purple or not. It doesn't look like they are. every turn Chaka is healing. So we do want to try to pump out Ended very quickly here, and then just go after Chaka with them. Hopefully that's a thing that we can actually pull off. Blue might steal Chaka, which could potentially complicate things a little bit. I guess we'll find out. Also, we need to keep an eye on Blue's valuation of their cities, because it's possible... Oh! When you mouse over, you can see the Symbiosis effect. Plus 10% science and dust income on trade routes. Unlocks all marketplace technologies. Really? That seems powerful. And receive 8% of every transaction fee paid by other empires. I mean, obviously, the marketplace thing is not going to be relevant to us because we already have those techs. But that seems like a pretty good bloom. So what is a city that looks like it might be cheap? You know what would actually be really convenient is if we could get Doyak. How much do they value Doyak? Is that a thing that looks at all gettable? Obviously, it's going to look like this at first. Right, I had to trade them everything of mine that they value in order to get peace. Okay, we'll never be able to get a peaceful assimilate from them then. That's fine. Alright, let's fight this battle. Okay, or let's not fight this battle, because the enemy is cowards. Every one of them is cowards. Let's see, is that another settler? That is another settler. Huh. Not sure I understand what they're doing right now, this little dance. Alright, so... This is kind of a weird thing, huh? That this Draken city had Kapaku in it for like 3 turns, and that makes it a Kapaku city, even though... whatever. I'm trying to figure out here, like, do I think we need to back off? Or is the right thing to do to just press these guys right now? I'm inclined to think the right thing to do is press. Yep, that attack just barely doesn't involve the city. Yep, let's get some kills, and then we'll see what things look like once that army is defeated. Who knows? Maybe we'll make some actual headway against Purple. Maybe we could end up with a bunch of extra cities. That could certainly help us in some ways. How far are we from being able to run the Spice Booster again? It is now 20 cost. People are actually selling spices. So 138, we don't really have a lot of stuff we could sell. I guess I don't have any use for partial boosters that I'm not gathering anything out of. I'm not gathering any of that resource. Let's go ahead and get the Spice Booster running right now. Pretty good food in the capital city, and that is going to help. So it would be really valuable, actually, to pick this up at this point. And we... Okay, if I weave it in right here, it doesn't actually delay that ended. I think I'm going to grab it right now. We'll just get the extra 12 food, plus another 6 food because of the spices. That's pretty... Yeah. I think that's pretty important to do. We definitely have to keep growing. And we definitely have to keep building units, and I should probably actually be making sure to get our extra units over to the front. Fighting the Urkan is a little bit of a pipe dream for the moment, I think. We gotta stay focused. Once I feel like the situation is all the way under control over here, then maybe we can worry about catching up to that guy. So notice this city is now under siege by Purple. After we fight this army in a second here, I think it may be beneficial for us to run this way, because if we could end up in control of this city, that's a pretty big city that's working a pretty large number of tiles, and we can see several anomalies within them. That would be a big gain for us. We obviously can't take it from red directly, but we can take it from a weakened blue army. Alright, still 3 turns on statistical methods. Our research rate is in the toilet. And we're going to have to take the spawn of the third Urkan pretty seriously in terms of moving our faction quest forward. So the Orc is still at full health, but all the rest of these units are pretty torn up. If they retreat, all 4 of these units will die and the Orc comes out at half health. I don't think they do that. I think they fight us here. Yeah, the retreat is the losses from the retreat are too big. So this Orc has enough health that he will survive being attacked by all of my Epitanes. Which means I may not bother. I might have the Epitanes attack other people, because the hero will almost certainly kill the archer in one hit, no matter what, right? So maybe the play here is the Epitanes gang up on other people. These dudes have 3 move. Okay, so everybody has 3 move. I cannot attack with the Epitanes from far enough away that nobody will... from far enough away that their target will not be able to reach them. I think I want them to come in from this side. Like that. So my plan is hero attacks there. And we could throw all the Epitanes at them. If anybody got damage and a half... Yeah, alright. If anybody gets damage and a half, it's good enough. So I think the play is going to be instead... The hero just kills, like, that guy. The ended hits here, and maybe the chain lightning will be enough, and if that doesn't work out, then we can have the Shambler finish the job, and we know we get to do all of that before any of their melee troops get to move, so we're not getting interfered with at all. Here's hope. Okay, 52... 48... Ah, almost. Well, the good news is the chain lightning is extremely likely to get the job done. As long as he doesn't do 0 on this attack. Oh, what? The chain lightning chose a path that didn't include as many units as it could have. Right, because the path for that should have been here to there across. I didn't realize that it was capable of just choosing a bad path. It's just that sometimes there isn't a path you can draw from one unit to the rest of them that doesn't go through at least one unit twice. Yeah, I don't know that I've ever seen it do that. Just elect not to hit things that it could have hit. Okay, the siege broke. Purple just doesn't have the strength on their units. Their stuff is pretty underdeveloped. So it looks to me like Red's going to do an okay job over here, so we want to push down this way. If we think that that Red's going to be able to hold out, we're just trying to take cities then. Okay, 50 science. What is that relative to our output? Considerable, actually. Okay, that trait is doing some work. So, if we attack Graldon... If we're not careful with how we attack Graldon, we're going to end up with this golem camp being in reinforcement range. But I think from right here to that tile should do it. Yeah, I think the battle area will end here. I think that's our move. Purple may have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew. Although I'm not certain that Red would have held out, because we did see they almost lost the city. And that was with us destroying this full-sized army that was here. It's possible that we were instrumental in Red surviving. Hopefully they are taking that into account. I mean, yeah, Blood Brothers. We are the best of friends. It's good to have a friend. Alright, I guess there's nothing else that needs doing over here. Let's continue threatening. Hopefully they won't have bought 2 units in Graldum or anything. They did just finish a golem camp there. I'm not sure if we keep the golem camp when we take the city or not. It would be really cool if we did. Oh, hey, look, the eclipse timer. I haven't even been looking at it, but we do have an eclipse timer, which is neat. Oh, there are no units in that golem camp anyway. I think we just go for it, right? I don't think we want to wait. Oh, also, we got the Eye of the Farthinker, which we definitely will never be able to use because our resource income is total garbage. So that's cool. Yeah, that's a very, very easy victory. In fact, that's a real auto-resolve type victory. We do keep the Golem Camp. Yeah, it actually is exploiting all the tiles. It's very good for us that they finished that right before we got here. Alright, so at some point here, we're going to want to tap out of this war, right? Let's see what Purple's willing to give us right now. Yes, I'm sure they would love that deal. Okay, right now they're still negative on the truce itself. They do have a lot of territory left, and like Balther is a pretty strong city. But if we were able to take Balther, it would open up the possibility of the supremacy victory a little bit. So definitely worth keeping an eye on. If they move units out of the garrison there or something, we can maybe jump in. It is not really reasonable to buy out military units, so we want to use this dust on... on just resources. I should have done that before attacking, though, because now our booster cost is 24. So we could get enough Moonleaf to run a Moonleaf booster. That's the only thing we can afford that would be super relevant. I think we do actually want to do it. We're not going to be able to get all of the Moonleaf right now, though. Well, let's buy a little bit now. We need 14 more. Buying a little bit now, I'm hoping... By buying a little bit now and pushing the price back up, I'm hoping to stimulate a little bit of sale from whoever it is that is producing the Moonleaf in the first place. So it is worth noting that Chaka is near a Golem camp, so I believe it is the case that if Pink has something garrisoned here, we will have to fight it if we attack Chaka. I'm not sure we can take Chaka by force, is my point. As long as we have the opportunity to continue grabbing new resources and stuff, let's keep taking it, and we'll figure this all out bit by bit. Right, good time for an eclipse. Alright, so let's search this twice really fast, and then... That is also a health regen conflux. We don't actually see one of the attack confluxes, but I'll go grab the swift one. Or somebody else does. Alright, so what did we get from our ruins? 10 mithrite, and 80 dust, and also 100 science, which is like a pretty good haul for us, actually. We got some red units running around. We have some... So purple is going really hard on settlers, and I'm not 100% sure why. Their units are increasing in strength slowly. We're going to take another city. What's the next city we take? Oh! Those 3 units came out of Balter's garrison. That's very interesting. Hold on. You are giving me a terrible deal for attack that is very good. So what do we need next? Well... I think trade is actually going to be pretty good for us. We are friends with the 2 players we are friends with 2 players who are very good at trading. What is this that we've almost got? Oh. Okay, yeah. We'll probably get this. Our Mykara hero is very likely to hit level 8, as long as we keep up the combat. It's also possible that the smart thing to do here is to get the cargo docks, because we can definitely build a cargo dock. We are pressed up against the sea now. We cannot, unfortunately, build the cargo dock in a place where it will actually be able to level up. So that's, that's fine, but not amazing. Is a lot of extra industry. It might be a good idea to just to get Plow Factory too, like really go all the way in on all the food. What does this do? needs an exploited lava flow tile to be built. So it's not something you can build in just volcanic terrain. There has to be a lava flow. Which I believe is... that's not affected by the terrain becoming volcanic, right? Lava flows are there from the beginning, and the rivers do not turn into them or anything. So that's probably not a good tech. We could pick up public works. We do have quite a few districts. There's a lot of extra influence to play with. I'm actually a little torn here. I do think there's some significant benefit to trade routes. Obviously, right of way, the roads are a little bit less valuable for us than they have been in some games. I definitely think we don't want to go for peace with purple. This isn't even really a good deal. Out of curiosity. Okay, they're not valuing that Hyperium that highly. I was wondering if we could, like, get a really good tech off of them instead, but... no, they would be willing to give us Shipyard, or, like, Central Market. They wouldn't even give us Imperial Highways for this truce. Okay, we'll take a couple more cities off, and we'll do it that way. That works just fine for me. So I think what we're going to do here is just call it for now. I need to think a little bit on the subject of research. We're going to keep pumping out military units as fast as we can from the capital and menacing Chaka, or I don't even know what. At the very least, creating a proper defense force for the capital. You know what I should do, though, right now is have one-ended pop out, hit this movement conflux, and then go zooming around and picking up ruins. All the extra science is actually going to be, like, very helpful. Does the island have temple ruins on it? It does. Okay. Alright, and all of a sudden we have all the money and all the science and everything. So it is still 24. We haven't done anything to change it. Definitely get that going. And then, does it make any sense to go after any other luxuries? We could pursue a dye booster. There's enough dye. We could get hydromiel, which would be, like, fine but not great. No, probably not. I probably don't care enough about any of these to, any of the things that there's enough of to pop a booster of, to actually buy them. How much would the hydromiel actually be? Minus 75% on hero upkeep, with upkeep costs of about 60 combined. So it would save us 450 dust in its entirety, while costing us probably about that much, actually. Yeah, okay, that's not worth pursuing. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pick up any more ruins, probably, right? We're going to have to spend next turn just traveling back through the thing. And then there aren't a ton of temple ruins around us. Like, not a ton of stuff that's lit up. Okay, there's one over in Doyak. And if we went that way, you know, we could be heading toward Chaka at the same time. We could, at the last moment, pop our hero over onto this army and attack Chaka, which, again, I think we can do. And if we did that, okay, it doesn't even say what we'll get. But that will be the end of step 5 of our faction quest, so we're not that far from being able to complete it. I think we have some viable paths here. Once we've carved off a little bit more of Purple's empire, I'm going to feel a lot more powerful, resource-wise. If we actually manage to wipe out Purple, we would probably cement a permanent friendship with Red, and Blue literally can't attack us. So probably it is the case that we could leave all of this territory undefended, and it would be perfectly safe, at the very least, until the Necrophages learn to sail, which we don't have any indication that they can yet do. Yeah, that might be really powerful for us. I guess Pink could sail over. We know Pink can sail. They definitely have control of an ocean region. Maybe I should learn to sail. There's actually some pretty valuable fortresses out here. Alright, all stuff worth considering. for next time. But that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when hopefully I will be even less congested and in some kind of position to pursue some victory condition. We'll see you then.